Sorry.
Welcome to another episode of what was Ego on Break, and now going to be called Jay and Logan's Wrestling Adventure, or Adventures. This adventure, I guess you would say, is we're going to take a look back on 2016. The good, the bad, the ugly, all that we remember. We're going to do a really, I'm not going to say an in-depth look at Pro Wrestling Ego, but we're going to talk a lot about Pro Wrestling Ego. Towns, dates, matches, that kind of thing, what we liked, what we didn't like. So what's your overall thought? Like, sum up 2016 in Pro Wrestling Ego. Like, what was if you had to sum that up, what would you sum it up as?
I'd say this would be an improvement year.
I could say that. Absolutely.
Traveling, guys that are new, improving their stuff, because there's a lot of guys second year.
Right.
So some guys first years, but I mean, everything had to be improved.
Yeah, we got a new look with our new home base of the Hideaway. Yeah. So that was an improvement.
Traveled out of Louisiana.
So we went to a new state, so that was an improvement. We did 2 shows on the same night in 2 different towns, same time. That's something we had never done. I don't know if there was a lot of promotions that did that. Mm-hmm. So
then you did show back to back. You did one in Louisville and you did one in Canton.
Right. It's a double shot weekend kind of deal. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of new. I'd say 2016 was all about new and improvement. Because we did a lot of new stuff that we had never done. I went back looking, and we actually did several shows. We actually did at least one show every month but March. I don't know what happened in March, but
I can't remember what you.
I
just needed a break.
I think so. But I'm gonna give a rundown of the shows that we did do, just where, when, and what it was called. So January 23rd, we did Southern Showcase 3 at the Hideaway. February the 6th, we did Warriors Call 3 at the Hideaway. February 20th, Unite and Fight at the Hideaway. That's all in Jackson, Mississippi. April 9th was Fight Night at the Hideaway. May 7th, Opportunity Knocks at the Hideaway in Jackson. May 14th, Path to Pride 3 in Brandon, Mississippi. May 28th, Mayhem in the Magnolia State. That was Louisville. And May 29th, Homecoming 2016 in Canton. June 18th, we did the 3 Stages of Fear back at the Hideaway. June 25th, we did Hashtag Team Sexton at McLaurin. July 16th, Warriors Call 4 in Jackson. August 6th, No Limits in Jackson. August 27th, All or Nothing in Chalmette, Louisiana. September 10th, Fight Night 2 in Bay Springs. And also September 10th, Unite and Fight 2 in Byram. September 17th, Southern Showcase 4 in Jackson. September 24th, we did a live wrestling fundraiser in Ashland. October 15th, 4 We Wrestle in Gaucher. October 1st, got those backwards a little bit. Terror at Trinity Baptist Church was another, wasn't necessarily a fundraiser, but it was a fun day for the church. That was in Pearl. October 22nd, Facing Fear in Byram. November 5th, The Front Line in McLaurin. November 19th, Great Southern 8-5 in Jackson. And December 3rd, The Last Call in Pearl. So, a lot of dates. So that's 20.
A lot of all over the place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Looks like 23 shows in 2016. So.
But this basically proves, and I know you don't want to talk about it a lot, but this is just going to prove just a little bitty thing.
Is this the territory thing?
Yeah, but that Ego is not a territory. It goes all over the damn place.
Absolutely. I mean, we strive to be a Mississippi territory, from top to bottom. But at the same time, we don't want to just say, okay, we're only going to run Mississippi. Because if we have that opportunity to go to a Louisiana, or, we're hoping this year to get into Alabama a little bit. So, I mean, we're definitely going to say we're a Southern territory, but, in throwbacks to Mid-South, they ran a predominantly Southern, thing. WCW, for the most part, was a Southern. Crockett Promotions, I mean.
And you brought in guys from everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to say just the South, because we did get some Midwest guys.
Well, the one dude, where'd he come from? It was overseas.
Oh, we had Benny Factor.
Yeah, the dude that sniffed me.
Yeah, he's from Australia, so
Okay.
you know,
That's probably the furthest one we've had.
that was
that I can
definitely the
think of.
farthest guy. I think he drove too. I think he
He
had
got
the
a-
go-go gadget mobile. So when he got to water, just hit a button right under the water. It was like a boat, submarine, or something like that. So, but yeah, the Benny Factor thing was super cool. It was the first time we had someone that was not from the United States.
Sure.
I mean, we have had, guys from Puerto Rico, we've had a lot of Hispanic guys, some Lucha guys, but for the most part, they were based in the United States where Benny Factor was not. So,
Exactly. I didn't know who the hell he was until he walked in the door.
yeah, right.
But,
I'm trying to think of other big things that happened. We had John Davis.
he had a death
We did have the first death that we've had to
of a
mourn.
character.
Uh,
Some people have yet to understand
Wrestle
that.
in peace, Max Glory.
Okay.
Max Glory's character did die. We had a death, but along with the death, we had a murder with
That's true.
the murder of Max
the only
Glory
other
from the
company
hands
that-
of Nightmare.
The only other company that does that's Lucha. They be killing them and bringing them back to life.
Well, Chikara, they had a few guys die.
They come back as other people, right?
I think so, but
Okay.
their characters died at the hands of whatever monster they had. I can't remember the guy's name.
And now he's like an Elvis impersonator. Or
Yeah, I
something?
think so.
Yeah.
Not he's a honky tonk impersonator.
Oh, my bad.
Shout out to Lucas Calhoun.
Impersonator. Gotcha.
Juke Joint.
Juke joint. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big Chikara fan, so
Not Chicker.
Chikara.
Yeah.
For now on, it would be known as Chikara. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Calvin. But yeah, we had John Davis, Steve Anthony, Otis, and Davey Vega, Logan Creed, the big Logan Creed. So
From all over, dude.
yeah, so for the most part, it was a really good year. You got any memories of things that stick out to you?
The death was probably the biggest one on that one. And I guess the Nightmare's reign, because a lot of people, they're doing the Wrestle of the Year award, and
Right.
I picked Jeremy.
Yeah.
Or the Nightmare.
Well, the thing about that was
Because
he
got
did
hurt.
get hurt halfway through the year.
But I picked him because he was so dominant,
Right.
and he pretty much had a
Only one defeat.
3 or 4 star match every time he worked.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. The last match, the match he got hurt in, was against Dark Fury, and
he was basically wrestling on one leg. During
well,
the match.
Dark Fury took advantage of it. Dudes
got to do.
I mean,
that'd be crazy.
it's an option of, hey, you get in the ring, you're either going to beat me or I'm going to beat you. So
True.
you really can't hate on Dark Fury for taking advantage of his weakness, because
Oh no, I'm
But-
just saying, but
yeah, not sure how much longer that Nightmare has out. I do hear that he is getting better. He is cleared as far as no more rehab, but he's not cleared. I don't think he's back in that wrestling shape yet. So
I understand that.
shouts to that, to the Nightmare. Hope he gets, well, I don't know if I hope he gets better, because he's Nightmare.
Yeah, but he puts butts in seats for people to come watch
He
the
does.
show.
He does. I think one thing that stood out to me was just all the new that we did. The 2 shows on the same night, the back-to-back nights, traveling to Louisiana. We attempted to do an honor of Mississippi wrestling legends, and I'm not sure how well that went over. A lot of the legends
I
that were
think
supposed to
for
be there
first
didn't show up.
attempt, It did okay.
But we're definitely shooting to do it again next year. And maybe it can be a little more organized, something like that, with having so many people involved, because we were working with a couple other folks on that.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of got hectic, but
But my
I thought
understanding is
all in all, it was good.
no money was lost, right?
Oh, no, there
So
was no
that,
money
to
lost.
me, that's
Absolutely.
a plus.
Absolutely. There was money made and raised, because
So, there you
we
go.
did do it in conjunction with a Kamala benefit.
Mhm.
I don't think it was as much as we had hoped, but it was, if nothing else, he got to eat
$1 be $0.
Taco
all
Bell,
day.
so
And then didn't all the concessions went to a lady with cancer?
yeah, there was a lady doing cancer. We actually did several benefits this
Oh
year.
God, yeah.
We did the concessions for that night that we're talking about in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
It went to a lady that was battling
I can't
cancer.
remember her name. Dude.
We did a couple of church benefits.
Yeah.
We raised money for Josh Sexton with the hashtag Team Sexton Show, who was struggling with cancer. I think he had bone cancer. He had to lose left arm or right arm. Lost one of his arms.
If I remember right.
When we went to Louisiana, part of that was some of that money went to help a victim of the Orlando shooting.
Yeah.
Which I think, that whole thing is, I guess, pretty famous, because of how much media publicity it got. But it was very tragic. But we were glad to be able to help one of the survivors in that. So Ego did a lot of good this year.
Yep.
The last show we did of the year, the last call was to help the honor guard for both Rankin and Hines police departments. So another, benefit of kind of being on board with Pro Wrestling Ego.
Sure. And you got Ted DiBiase Jr. out of retirement.
Had Ted DiBiase
wrestle on one
absolutely,
foot.
yeah.
So.
A one-footed DiBiase coming out of retirement. We had Ted Sr. He showed up and hung out with us for a little bit. He didn't do very much as far as being part of the show. He came out and said a prayer and did a picture thing, but he was in the back. He spread some knowledge to the younger guys in Ego, so that was super cool to have that. Let's do a kind of a, not necessarily a name association, but we throw a name out and maybe give a favorite moment or what we think, or if you thought they improved or gotten better or that kind of thing. Let's say Dark Fury. Let's start out with the champion. What was your thoughts of Dark Fury in 2016?
I think he went pretty high, pretty quick.
Right.
I think he's starting to even out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
He used to be kind of botchy, but now he's not.
Well, you only get better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Absolutely. He's slowing down. I was always telling him when we started training, slow down.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. And I think he's finally learning that.
Yeah. All right. Newcomer Brandon Christopher.
I like him, but I think he needs to find a little more personality.
I can agree with that. I think it's one of the things he's struggling to figure out who he is. Mm-hmm. Oblivion. What's your thoughts on Oblivion?
Oblivion, if he would get a little bit more serious, I think he'd be perfect because he's got a great body and he's a pretty good wrestler.
He's definitely a character to watch.
Yeah.
Joey Abel?
He's dirtier than he's ever been now. Probably more evil than he's ever been. And he's liking kicking people's faces.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing buttons.
Yeah.
But
right now he's a standout right now.
Absolutely. Maybe that was the one thing he was missing was that, ruthless aggression.
Yeah, there you go. Quit caring what everybody thinks and just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike Carter.
I think Carter went with Carter's always been this guy, if you pushed him, he had the best match. If you don't push him, it's not the best match.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
he had some.
He's had some really good matches.
Some battles, especially the 3 or 4 matches that he had with Odison was.
Man,
those were brutal. Definitely saw some athleticism come out of Mike Carter.
Had a really good match.
The Super Demon was really cool. I'm still curious of maybe what was going on with him and his former trainer, Brother Love. We saw Love attack him one night at the Hideaway, and then he sent Super Demon to attack Mike.
Exactly.
So I'm curious of how that's gonna move forward. Of what's the next step in that. So
we'll see.
It's a little different. Abbey Street Boot Boys. We had the addition of Boot Boy Bubbler this year. Shaky McMullen got hurt. Had a knee injury. So, what's your thoughts on the new and improved, or I ain't gonna say new and improved, but the new version of the Boot Boys?
I'm gonna separate them. That way it's easier to do.
Okay.
I think before Shaky got hurt, he was improving more than he ever had. And,
I can say that.
Chuck's definitely improved more than almost anybody. Bubbler, I don't like the goofy stuff. So
Identity Crisis?
I liked Certified. If he would have took Certified and mixed it with being the Boot Boy, I think it would have worked.
Kind of a certified
the bad boy bubbler, so the boofly, bubbly
I got you.
barrel of bunkle. I don't know. I just don't like the goofy stuff. That's just me.
Well, it fits some people.
You already had Chuck being goofy. You don't need a big dude being goofy.
I got you. we saw transformation of Riot. Paul Riot transformed into Riot and had a bit of a identity struggle to where, I don't know, it's almost like he was trying to battle a demon or something, where sometimes like he'd want to do right and he'd pull the mask off, and then maybe that whatever he was fighting with took back over and he'd put the mask back on.
Said to me like he liked the dark side better than he did the light side.
Could be.
But it's also paid off more.
It has. He is definitely, he's held not only, he's the current tag team champion, but he also held the Styles championship. I don't guess he held the champion like rocking him or nothing, but he held the Styles championship, so maybe the dark side was something. And we saw the transformation. Riot himself went from the blue demon mask to the black mask.
Yep.
And then we saw a new demon in the blue mask, which turned out to be Zane, who then morphed into almost a clone of Riot. So kind of have that twin demon kind of thing going on with Days of Rage. So it was different. Yeah.
But I mean, they're pretty dominant champions right now.
They have. I mean, they've faced, guys from not just Mississippi, but Georgia and Alabama and
Texas,
yeah. So
Florida.
Did face some guys from Florida. So all in all, I mean, they flirting with the dark side might have paid off.
Yeah, because I forget what that one match was. What was the 4 teams?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, some of them guys were from all over.
Two of those guys were from North Carolina.
Exactly.
The high school heartthrobs.
They beat 3 teams at one time.
Right, beat Boot Boys, high school with the heartthrobs, and whatever you want to call Oblivion and
I don't remember the dude's name, but
the
he was
crazy
big,
mask.
tall, and
I can't remember his name either. Some guy, let's just say him and Oblivion was kind of cut from the same thread.
They fit, boy, did they fit.
It was an insane duo, so crazy cares, I guess. I don't know, but we did see that. Throw another name at you. Let's go with John Davis.
John Davis. If I remember correctly, he only had 1 loss all year, and that was to
Dark Fury. Absolutely he won the Great Southern 8 this year.
I would say dominant.
Very dominant.
Most dominant person there was besides the Nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to see that match when the Nightmare makes his way back.
It's very possible. I know when John Davis kind of came in, I'm not going to say he was a bad guy or a good guy. He was just kind of John Davis. But
it's like, I'm going to beat everybody up.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's very possible to see John Davis versus the Nightmare. Kind of a battle of the most dominant guys.
I mean, he beat Chuck unconscious.
Beat the brakes off poor Boot Boy.
And
Chuck.
then he dropped Bubbler with the rack bomb.
Yeah. So, pretty dominant for that.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, more than dominant. He colors down Abbey Street. Vordell come in for one match.
He faced Vordell almost became the new Pride champion.
Well, he did for like a second.
Technically, until the match was restarted.
Exactly.
There was a little funny business that the referee saw.
Mm-hmm.
Or a different referee saw it. I guess our senior official came out and was like, hold up,
That's right, baby, if you will.
Yeah. So I look forward to seeing what 2017 holds for Vordell Walker in pro wrestling.
He's one I want to see.
He's a guy that's been around for a while. I mean, he drops in every so often. He was in the first Great Southern 8.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to seeing, and I know you got him scheduled for one match so far, but is Elgin.
Michael Elgin.
Davis. I mean, I know he hasn't made yet, but
he's
been everywhere.
Yeah,
so
the future's bright.
Very, very bright.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and, I mean, we've kind of talked about several guys, but I would like to throw out, if you had to say there was one guy in pro wrestling, you go like, check this. Not say one. Let's say you gave two guys for our crowd to go watch this match. Or these guys. Go watch these guys. Who would you say? You pick one, I'll pick one.
Yeah, I'm going to pick somebody that's kind of out of the ordinary because he hasn't been in very many shows, but he impressed me both times he's been that I can remember. Jake Parnell.
A very good choice. Jake, man, he's had
he dove off the balcony the first time I saw him and scared the hell out of me because I thought he was going to die.
You know,
and he took out Monty and Barry Wolf. That's
Yep.
the two people we need to talk about.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah. Jake also, let's just call him the, I don't want to call him the crowd killer, so to speak,
No,
but
I'm not gonna go there.
let's just say,
I don't want to call him the Littlest Viking no more because his group's gone.
right, former Little Viking, now the Warhorse.
Stick figure artist.
The double stomp they did from the top rope to the floor on the John Davis blew my mind. I was like, you are crazy. So, you know.
Yes, in the balcony dive.
All right, I'm going to throw out. I'm gonna give them somebody that I think they should watch. And it's like you said, I'm actually gonna throw out two. And it's actually the main event of our January 7th event. Joey Abel, the former Renegade, now morphing into the Juggernaut, Joey Abel, versus Dark Fury, the masked luchador. Those two guys, you know, they've clicked. You know, they've had some awesome battles. Dark Fury, this is his second year in the business.
Yep.
You know, so, and Joey Abel, like you said,
he's right at 15 years.
yeah, I mean, he's been in a long time, but he just found that kind of killer instinct, you know. So check out Jake Parnell, Dark Fury, and Joey Abel. So I think you'd be really surprised to watch those guys. You mentioned Monty and Barry.
I like their tag team. I think they were moving along, and I think
Monty got hurt.
Monty had a little health problem.
Unfortunately, with the wrestling business, it's not ballet, so
I don't know
you do get hurt.
But I think they were going somewhere before the injuries happened. So I really look forward to them coming back and maybe tagging.
What do you think about? We've seen Monty tag with Barry Wolf. We've also seen him tag with Joey Abel. We've seen him tag with Calvin Rose. Man, that could be a kind of an awesome four-man group.
True.
Calvin Rose, Barry Wolf, Monty Warbucks, Joey Abel. What do you think?
Could be different.
It's interesting. Very interesting. I wonder, though, if I know that Monty has been associated with Joey Abel as with Calvin Rose.
And he's from the 504.
Yeah. So I just wonder if we could see maybe those guys pop up in Abel's E4L group that he has with Brandon Christopher and Days of Rage.
It's definitely possible.
Very possible.
Man, that's a lot of bad guys to beat up on.
Yeah, yeah. Let's close this out with I don't know. Let's close it out on looking toward the future. You mentioned the Elgin thing. That's going to take place May 13th in Central Mississippi. The location hadn't quite yet been locked in. What's your prediction?
Elgin and Davis tear it down and maybe break the ring.
I don't know what to say to that. So we're going to leave it at that. Check out upcoming date, January 7th at the Hideaway, January 28th in Hattiesburg at Brewski's. The winner of the ladder match, whoever comes out champion, will take on Gary J. Ladder match January 7th, Hideaway in Jackson. The winner of that main event will take on Gary J. at Brewski's in Hattiesburg on the 28th.
Okay.
We've got Life in a Headlock.
Life in a Headlock.
10 Questions of Doom. Of course, our new titled show here, Jay and Logan's Wrestling Adventures.
Yep.
And May 13th, Path to Pride 4. I finally got the number correct.
4.
Michael Elgin versus John Davis.
I tell you, they're going to break the ring.
Awesome. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Make sure you share. That's the biggest part.
Share. From Logan Creed, I'm Jay Andrews. This is Later.